And we're back with what might be the final episode.
What do you mean might? It is the final episode.
Well, as you were saying, in between recordings, we'll replay this whole game.
Oh, yeah, but that would just be the fixed series.
Yeah, we'll delete this one.
This is like the... What did anime nerds sub and dub? Which one's the sub? And everybody hates dubs, right? So this is the dub. Even though dub stands for W.
And that's how I feel about it, you know?
Yeah, I don't
People
like
are
anime,
too hard.
but
People are too hard on the dubs.
I don't like anime, really, aside from like 5 of them, but I personally like dubs, but I guess it's, you know, I don't know, man. It's like me being like a huge film buff. It's like there's elitism in like everything, and I think that's one of those like elitism things. It's just like you feel like this is the way it was intended to be watched, so I have to pretend like I like it better. It's like, dude, nobody likes listening to Dragon Ball Z. Like, the music sounds like it's from a 1950s Godzilla movie, and I love Godzilla, but... Oh, did you see that? Bet you didn't.
I sure didn't.
Oh, I didn't think it came that far. You remember this jump?
Yep.
Go on! No, why didn't my roll come out? I pressed the button. That's what I'm saying, man. This game is cheating, dude. Somebody put in a Game Shark without my... Whoops.
Is that what we're supposed to do?
No. Yeah.
I thought I tried to jump up. I couldn't reach it.
I haven't seen Chops in a while.
Chops-a-son. Chop Sensei. Oh. Look at that. Just for you, buddy.
Wait, we gotta... What? 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 Oh, why did you do that?
Well, we're supposed to get on top?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh.
Yeah, see, there's guys up there.
Okay, we can do it here.
Oh. I like that this part of Jungle Hijinks just became its own music track. Because this part really does feel like it's a different music track, or like...
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that's what I love about some of the songs in Donkey Kong games, is like they'll have like multiple parts of the song that are kind of like their own section of it, or I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, that texture right there on the waterfall is terrible, and I'm not even...
Yeah.
It definitely looks like they didn't spruce nothing up with the 3DS version.
And why would they?
I mean, I shouldn't say nothing, but I feel like this looks a little worse than the rest of the game, but I could be imagining that.
Because they're starting with
no!
half the resolution.
Can we cheese it? Hold on, let's see. I have to...
You want to try and like roll jump?
I feel like we can get that. Oh.
I mean, also, follow me here.
I wanted to try and do it.
Obviously, like, you know, Chops is right there. Let him be useful or welcome for once.
Are there no bonus?
I was just thinking the same thing, and I was about to say, you know, the best part of this?
It's funny. I think that's the... Oh, there was something there. That's funny. Yeah, that's like the second time we were thinking the same thing. The one level where we couldn't go ahead faster because it's a level on rails.
Man, those flowers should have been played with a lot more. Those are so cool.
They just look like Mario enemy, or you know, piranha
No,
plants.
but when they... Oh, no, I'm talking about these bouncy flowers.
Oh, I thought you said enemies.
I mean, and calling them piranha plants is kind of like... sorry,
I
was trying to roll jump, and the roll did not come out. I think we're probably pushing the limits of the frame rate in the level like this.
It's weird. It feels like the frame rate's noticeably dropped in certain parts on these levels too.
It
Or
absolutely
this
does,
level.
and I think with an enemy of that size, like, it's probably
Oh,
happening.
dude, they moved up slower than I.
But no, piranha plates are literally just, you know, Venus flytraps.
Come on.
They're in every game. Man,
Hold on, wait.
Monster did a great job with these.
Oh yeah.
Like, to think that now they're making racing sim games when they could be making more Donkey Kong games. We truly live in the darkest timeline.
I just wonder if they have the chops to, no pun intended, to do a whole game. You know.
Based on these levels, you know.
Yeah, but then you multiply that by like.
Yeah, but they, you know, they would get some like guidance or assistance from the folks at Retro, and it's like, you know. The problem is,
I had to be the Gushing geysers.
they got bought out, and now they make exclusively racing sim stuff.
That's why it's like I love Nintendo. They'll like, oh, you made a Luigi's Mansion game. We'll buy you now. But we can't buy studios that make DK
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, I mean, a studio like
transitions.
Monster, like, you love that versatility. I mean, they're basically another Retro Studios, because in between Returns and Tropical Freeze, they had made they had helped Nintendo make
What?
yeah, don't press the R button. Yeah. Let's do that again. I like how they just pop in one bonk. You go down there. You're more of a bottom dweller.
Okay, hold on. I hit this again. Okay. I like in these levels they mixed a lot of elements from like different worlds and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in some cases better than the original levels. Like, that last level was...
Because
mean,
this
the-
level
the
doesn't
main-
feel strictly like a beach. It feels kind of like mountainous at the same time a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, these ones are excellent. Now, for all we know, they were like beta stages that Retro had cooked up as like a last world. Like, maybe these were the intentional last worlds, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. From what I've heard, these are like Monster made at least. So I don't know. I think Monster helped on Tropical Freeze too, if I'm not mistaken, either on the original or on the port.
Oh, there it goes. Yar! Yar, it be treasure. We need that squid. What? Yar!
And you see that a challenge like that, it's not necessarily required because it's a pretty big challenge, but they just like, you know, if you got the chops for it, give it a shot. I can appreciate that.
Oh, hold on. There's definitely something.
It's over here.
What? Oh, I did it right next to it. That's funny. The off platform was I just had him confused. Oh, that part's in the trailer. What? What? There's definitely stuff over here. Did we break the game? I think we literally broke the game. Go over.
Oh,
Just try to... Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, we got it on film. I wonder if we both leave. No, I need you to... Oh, okay, hold on. What?
nice. Well done.
Great game, guys.
$60. That'll be
Well done.
that'll be 60.
That'll be 60 big ones. Wait, we got ahead? Wait, we got it. Wait, so where did we? Hold on. So we got the checkpoint was right here.
Chops broke the game. I told you Chops was trouble.
Oh, I want to hit nippers.
Just take.
Oh no! I tried to turn around and hit him. Gosh, that would have been so funny. Oh no! Oh no! Mike runs. Look, see, I'm slapping the side.
Dude, this level is. These levels are like even cooler than I remember them. Like I remember them being like, wow, that's a treat. But like,
Oh no!
this is like something special.
I hit my head on the wall.
Especially with the next one we're gonna.
What?
Or, I think like 2 worlds from now.
Levels, you mean?
Yeah, the one that's like, you know, in the main game, every level's a minecart level.
Oh, the cave.
They finally break that. And like, Matthew, I just want to point out, has there been any? I'm sorry, were you having fun? It's time to pad out the link of this game.
No! You just made me lose a life.
Sorry. You weren't lying about some barrels shooting you.
Well, especially those ones. Those ones are marked a certain way because they do that. This guy doesn't even know how barrels work.
No, I'm like a little apathetic. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Were you having fun? Now it's time to do a little thing to pad out the length of the game.
I really don't think these are like that bad, to be honest. Like, I just hate that it messes
It's just
up
that
the
they
music.
don't. Yeah, so it resets the music. It destroys the tension in the level.
At least it doesn't do what the original country game does. You remember where if you got 3 golds,
Yeah.
and then like you would have to go backwards in the level sometimes, because like if you got to one of those bonus rooms, it would like set you back.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something. Hold on.
Yeah. So
Also, I wonder if getting these 2 last bananas. There's like one more, just on the left side. Oh, come on. Come on!
Yeah, just go off camera so I can.
Why don't you just come over? You're right here.
Well, because the camera kept wigging out. So the thing about this is about the bonus stages is that it's just that it's not so much that like, oh, this is so boring or something like that. It just doesn't add anything. It is purely nothing. Like, it doesn't add anything good. Oh, you know, like, they're repetitive. Same music plays every time. None of the challenges are actually like interesting or challenging.
The weird thing is like I don't remember having a problem with them in the original trilogy. I actually thought they were awesome in the original games.
No,
like,
because they took half the time and they were like,
oh, I don't know. You remember the green banana one in Donkey Kong Country 3? Where like, there was one where like 2 ropes and like,
I mean,
you'd have to go get the
well,
banana.
here's the thing.
Here's
Here's the thing. At least every one of those is different.
Yeah.
Like in DKC 2 or 3, you can make the argument, oh, well, they're kind of boring, or like, you know, I don't like it. They feel like mini games. Sure, whatever. At least they're different. This one, it's like, it's literal like paint drawing activity.
No, I mean, I think
iPad kid behavior.
I think in the original games they're really fun. Because you remember the one in Country 3 where they use the sled from the snow level and you have to like bounce off of like some of those flies and stuff?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, it's just like it doesn't add anything. It's kind of like the purple coin stars in Mario Galaxy. Like, the game would literally be better without them. And that's the problem with them. The point at which I'm like, oh man, I wish this didn't exist. It's way more of a problem in Tropical Freeze because of the tone of that game. Tropical Freeze is like way less silly than this one. It really hit me in the Snowmad world, like the last one where they've taken over Donkey Kong Island, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so epic. Oh man, listen to this swelling music. Like, I'm sorry. Was that level building tension?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I almost feel like
Now it's goofy, silly monkey time.
unless they did because I will say, like I said, that's the one thing where I'll say Country 2 and 3 do something better than the first game. The bonus things were great in those games, but unless they're gonna do something like that, I think it should just be like when you find a puzzle piece, you know, like instead of a barrel blasting you to a bonus level, it just blasts you to a puzzle piece and then blasts you back, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I got this.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like some secrets where instead of taking you to a different room, you just get the collectible.
Yeah, and when this game does that, it's so much better because it's like, oh, great. I get the fun thing, but I don't have to waste my time.
Oh, world? Huh?
Maybe we're meant to kind of hold on. Let's explore over here. I think you might kind of come back around. Okay, so those are the platforms that spawn.
No.
Oh, neat.
Oh, no.
Hold on, I'll grab onto you.
Just jump immediately. Wow. There you go. The hardest
I like
thing
those.
to get
Those are
is
like
bananas.
those are like the. That animation was crazy. They're like those Mario Odyssey things where like it's kind of the game's kind of daring you to try something crazy, and then
What are you doing?
this is what you have to do.
Oh, I mean, we could have cheesed it.
But it's like those Mario Odyssey challenges where like the game kind of dares you to like do something crazy and then just gives you a couple coins. It's neat because they don't require you to do it to like beat the game, but just something between you and the developers.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
I swear, the barrel just like repels from you as soon as it gets close. Oh, this is how you're supposed to get up there, or not? Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I think it's one of those instances where like Diddy Kong can't get up there alone because I'm not as tall as you.
Oh my gosh. Double whammy. No, he barely goes up. What? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, now we're talking. I like doing it fast, but I don't want to miss anything like I just did there. You need the heart.
Yeah,
Dislodge.
run through
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. No, I did it one thing too early. Ah!
But yeah, I mean, I feel like if every bonus, let's say every bonus room was like those things that you find where the foliage clears and there's a puzzle piece there, the game would be like 5 points better.
No, that's
it's
what I
not
said,
like a big problem. It's just this little kick in the shin every once
That's
in a
why I
while.
said even the barrel ones, because there's some secrets where you'll blast in a barrel and then it just shoots you out of another barrel into the thing, and then you're back in the level. You know?
And that's an oversight of the first country too, because like you want to collect the cool animal trophies. I mean, they look awesome, make a cool noise. You like to be the animals and play the bonus stages, and it'll like reset some of your progress. And you know, you find out you don't really need them at all. So I mean, you know, it's definitely like something that doesn't like destroy the experience, but is one of those things that I like to nitpick because I'm an insane person.
Oh, there was something down there.
So you know. Oh, nice. Did the mic get that?
Oh my gosh.
Your shenanigans distracted me. I don't know why. Like I don't remember dying this often in the minecart games. Oh, dude, yeah, I'm just not. Just for this playthrough.
You gotta hold right.
I did. It just doesn't work. I love how this level fakes you out. It's just like it's another minecart level. Just kidding. Remix.
Yeah, this music remix is pretty epic.
Oh, that big bunch. It's like like tension killer. We were like in a flow state. It was it's just what's that one guy's videos? Bad game design.
We could have
bad
always
game.
just skipped the stuff.
But you want to find it. Like the game like encourages you to search, and that's kind of the tension. Because like, oh yeah, it's optional content. Just like getting every star in Galaxy or Sunshine. It's all optional, you know.
Get the torch.
Yeah, you get that one up there. You don't have to get everything in Mario Sunshine, but
no.
like the game encourages you. You want to.
Oh, the music track picked up from where it left off. I wonder. That's weird. It normally doesn't do that.
Dude. Oh, macarons.
My runs. Or just
All right.
hold right and.
It's just like you watching me that makes me nervous.
What?
And then you jumping there just like visually distracts me.
Should I jump off?
No, you're good.
What? Oh. No.
That's what I get for waiting.
I know. Well,
I thought it wouldn't trigger until I landed on the platform.
It's okay. I really like this level. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
these
funny
levels are
because
kinda
the
awesome.
cave locale was probably the coolest looking area that they did in these games. That's why it's funny, the whole dark thing. Oh, sorry. No, hold on, wait. Yeah, just wait there. All right, let's wait for after the. Oh, okay. You're good. Oh, I didn't think I would hit my head on the platform. I thought it was one of those ones you could jump. Whoa, again!
Oh. Oh. It's just off.
Good game, Cloud.
Good game. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought experiment. Ultimately, does it bother me that much? Not really. Bothers me a lot more in like Mario Sunshine, because like some of those levels are buns. But and that game does force you to play through. Like it's fair. It's pretty linear, you know, for a sandbox Mario. You got to get to like I think episode 7 in every single level. Not a whole lot of options for how you're gonna get to the final battle. But yeah, it's just it's an interesting thought experiment. Or just like a game would be better with less content, because like you know what we've been taught is more content, good. Occupy as much of my time as possible. That's how I decide the value of this game. I like divide it into like a per hour basis, and I just think that's like in a world with PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, Steam sales, like
Definitely
we don't really need to worry about that. Back in the days of you know, Super Smash Bros. Melee and Halo 2, like, sure, you got me. You know, you only got so much money to spend. But there's like a million indie games just waiting for you to dive into them for like $5. But you're stuck in that AAA 40-hour experience playing the same repetitive task over and over again. Not to say that's this game, but you know, it's like that's the concept.
I like getting the puzzle piece as soon as it appears. Just
You know,
getting
like
zapped over
like
there.
you notice how this game's throwing new things at us, new concepts, like new types of platforms and enemy placements. Like it's you know, something genuinely different. And most games, you know, about 40% of the way through, you've seen everything. There might be a different kind of cutscene Spider-Man's doing while he's punching, but you... Oh. That's the weirdest thing. Like, I love the Spider-Man PS4 game. I love Miles Morales. I booted up Spider-Man 2, and I just kind of...
I thought you were gonna say you love.
I got
these
disenfranchised so fast. I was just, like, not into it. Too much, like, cutscening. You know? I've gotten really tired of that. It was impressive for a while because I was kind of new to the PlayStation 4. I was like, oh, man, game's so cinematic.
Oh, I should have saved you.
But I'm just kind of done. Like, I want to play the game.
That's why I remember I made somebody really mad at one job I had when I was just saying, like, you know, they were showing me something with the new Spider... Oh, I thought that was not smart of me. They were showing me something with the new Spider-Man game, and I'm like... And I was just telling him, like, because all it looked like is just, like, the Dynasty Warriors. Like, you press a button a couple of times, and then you press another button, and then there's, like, this finisher move. And I'm like, dude, that just doesn't look very fun to me. Like, it looks good, but it doesn't look fun, you know? And I feel like we live in this generation of, you know, as long as the game looks really cool, then, like, that's all that matters.
Well, it's like kind of people want them to be movies and not games, and we want our movies to be games and not movies. It's a weird thing.
That's why this conversation I had with this friend, he was like, well, sometimes I like to... Oh, why am I... Dude, that's why I can't talk and play. But he was like, you know, sometimes I want to be able to, like, check my phone or do other things while I'm playing a game. I'm like, so you pause the game? Like, what? Like, why does my game need to be worse so that you can, you know, do something on your phone? Like, that's so
yeah, it
silly.
sounds like this is a real thing from Netflix. They want some shows to be like digestible enough to where when they when people are watching, they want people to be able to listen to the show while they're scrolling social media and not fall behind on the show.
Dude, it's like you could also just take a break from your phone.
Well, it's really funny because, like, that makes there's some dialogue in new Netflix movies that are so weird, where it's just like the character's kind of like announcing what he's doing. I'm like, now it makes sense, because yeah, we're optimizing for brain rot.
I thought it was just because they were poorly written.
Well, they are, but poorly written on purpose was the shock factor.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, what am I doing?
You just say if you get to a safe place.
Yeah, I just... it's funny. My girlfriend and I have this rule now, like when we watch TV or movies...
Oh, no.
We don't get on our phones. And it's funny because my girlfriend at first, like, she used to not like that. She's like, why do you care if I'm... And I'm like, because, you know, for me, it just feels like I'm not really hanging out with somebody if, like, you're on your phone and we're supposed to be watching something together, you know? So, oh, gosh. Oh! There's a barrel. But yeah, so we started doing that, though. Like, this is probably, like, around when we first started dating, like almost 3 years ago, but it's one of those things, though, that, like, now in hindsight, she'll even admit that, like, oh yeah, there's, like, because there's stuff we've watched that she wanted to show me, and she's like, oh, I never noticed that before. I'm like, yeah, because you were probably on your phone or something. Like, you don't realize how much stuff you miss when you're, you know, and I don't know how this conversation really turned into that, but
well, like, games optimizing for brain rot.
Oh wait, I want to see, is there like an animation for this? Oh no, that's the one time there isn't.
Like,
where's that barrel? Was
like,
it over
dude,
here? Yeah.
They're like, man, if you can't play Subway Surfers and watch Family Guy clips at the same time, as playing our game. Like, what are we even doing?
And that's why it's crazy to me, man. Like, because with my girlfriend, with her friends, like, they'll still watch their shows together like that because they don't really care. And I'm like, they miss everything. Like, they'll just be like, they'll tune in and be like, and think they know what they just saw and they like didn't. And then they're like, oh yeah, we missed like this whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, because like while you were watching, you're like, look at this video. And then like that turns into a conversation. And then you're talking about something different. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh dude, I've missed everything.
Yeah, I mean,
you go up there.
If you watch sports, like, sure. You know?
Yeah, I get it with sports because, like, I'm a sports person. And so, like, I understand, like, because, you know, sometimes you don't care about every little detail. And then there's, like, you know, especially if you're talking about football, for example, it's like there's so much time between plays, you know, that it's like, oh, yeah, like, they might throw a pass, they get a first down. You know, there's 45 seconds basically that they have to run the next play, or there's timeouts. There's a million commercials.
It's like a social thing, you know. A lot of times the game is like the means to gather. It's not necessarily what everybody's there for. So like, you know, fair enough. But yeah, that has been a funny thing about a lot of games lately. And I mean, I think more so that the issue is like this focus on being cinematic. Which, like, the first time you run through it is pretty impressive. But then after you kind of, like, see the strings, you know, kind of pulling Spider-Man around, like, oh, this isn't actually what I thought it was. This is just, like, me, you know, pressing the circle button when it says to press the circle button. And, like, is that a fun game? And what's funny is that the combat in Spider-Man is actually really fun. You know, it's by Insomniac Games, the folks behind Ratchet and Clank. And they bring a lot of that DNA into the game. So like the moment-to-moment combat is actually really fun, but you know, it's weighed down by like these boss battles that are more like interactive cutscenes than anything else, which like is also a fine type of game, but it's just kind of it's gone really
yeah, when you're like
it's gotten really
literally
popular.
like casting actors in your video games, I just think, I'm sorry, dude. And like I said, I'm a big film buff, and you know the types of movies I like. Like, I like more of the serious, like, Oscar bait is what they'd call them types of movies, even though I watch literally, like, my girlfriend, I go to the movies, like, literally every weekend. But it's, like, one of those things that, like, I don't want my, like, I like my video games to be, like, different than my movies, because I feel like what makes a movie good is entirely different than what makes a video game good. And I just feel like everything in the world has like a core foundational element, in my opinion. And what makes a video game like its core element to me is its gameplay. And so like that's why I always say like a video game is not good if everything else is good except for the gameplay, but a video game is still good if only the gameplay is good. You know what I mean? Like you can have a game that's really fun with horrible graphics and horrible sound design and all this. If it's fun, people like it. But if all those things are great and the game's not fun, it's a bad game. You
know what's funny is I was listening to something, and I mean,
I split that.
The game I'm about to talk about is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but what I will say is that the game was vastly overrated.
The Last of Us.
There's a hitbox on that tailbone.
The Last of Us is like, to me, that game that like people like.
It definitely started
IGN
that trend.
wrote an article how like I forgot what stealth shooter just came out, and they're like, it doesn't do this like some of the really good stealth shooters like something, and then The Last of Us. I think it was like Metal Gear Solid and The Last of Us, and everybody just was like, okay, like I love, like people are like, I love The Last of Us, but like, come on guys, like what are we doing? Like let's just not pretend like it's something it's not.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't have any thirst to, like, the gameplay's fine in that game, but, like, I have, you know, dude, I'm feeling the momentum thing. I thought you were a conspiracy theorist, but now I'm kind of smelling what you're cooking.
All right, so you gotta hop off at the right time and get on that guy. Oh, well, now we'll just get the enemies back. Although the platform will be back.
You just tank the first hit and then.
Oh wait, I got an idea.
Yeah, tank that hit. Done.
Dude, we're so baller at this game. He just.
the duality of that. Dude, we're so baller at this game. Michael gets taken down by the Goomba of this game. But yeah, I mean, like, Last of Us is fine. I think, you know, like, what I will say about that game is, like, when your game is horror based, the cinematic elements actually do add to the experience. But yeah, it also destroys your replay value. Like, I don't know why you would ever want to play that game a second time.
But that's why I say I would never deny that all that stuff adds to it. It's just like, to me, like a movie.
Well, I'm saying, like, as a game.
Like, I think in a movie, because I told you I like what I like in movies is totally different than video games. Like, but that's why I tell my girlfriend and I have had this conversation before. Where that's hilarious. Where, like, you know, there's some really bad action movies that she likes, which I'm like, there's nothing wrong. Like, I've come around on, like, being able to enjoy a lot more stuff like that. But I always say, like, people act like a movie can't have good action and all these other good elements people like in movies, but also tell an engaging and interesting story that's well written, you know. And that's why, like, we don't have to act like they're mutually exclusive things, you know. It's like, you can have, like, Lord of the Rings to me is a perfect example of a movie that's action-packed, that has a really great story where the characters have meaningful stories to tell, and they're well written and they develop well. And, you know, it's just like a video game. It's like The Last of Us. It's like, yeah, the story's great. It could also be way more fun, and that's okay to say, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're not leaving a whole lot on the floor. Like, I mean, they're definitely, like, not the worst offender of that problem. Like, most of the things you're doing in The Last of Us, like, have something to do with the core gameplay loop. It is not like, you know.
Oh my gosh.
It's not that type of game that you're doing.
Oh, you saved me!
It's not like some of the same problems that, like, even Spider-Man has, as much as I like Spider-Man way more. The problems of just like, oh, I'm just, like, watching a movie. And it, like, the horror element, I feel like horror is a way better genre to experience in the realm of games than film. From personal experience, like, I don't really get scared from horror movies or, like, kind of freaked out or knocked off guard, but when you have to, like, control the character, it's terrifying. But, you know, I was talking about Skyward Sword. We were told at the time that game was, like, flawless. 10 out of 10 on IGN, 93 on Metacritic. And it's the public opinion has soured a lot over the years. Rightfully so, because it's just not as good as everybody was promising us. And I was watching this video that was, like, you know, trying to, like, make the case for, like, we're too harsh on Skyward Sword. I'm like, all right, let me hear the case.
Oh, hold on. Just listen to how quiet this intro is when you don't have Donkey Kong versus Diddy Kong, because I don't think we've gotten to experience this.
I'm as light as a feather. But yeah, so he was making this case, and I'm like, you know, all right, I'll hear this out. Like, I don't love Skyward Sword. The further I get away from it, I loved it as a kid. But, you know, Zelda kind of has this place as, like, you know, your first big boy game, you know? Like, oh, I don't play these kiddie games anymore. This game's about, like, wizards and stuff. And
you're a wizard, Link.
And, like, so I'm like, let me hear this out. And, like, you know, making some fair points and all that stuff. I never hear anybody celebrating the gameplay of Skyward Sword. Never hear any praise for, like, you know, the way the puzzles work and all this stuff. Just that, like, I mean, some of them, like, oh, I miss dungeons and stuff. It's like, that's not necessarily Skyward Sword and nothing else. Like, you know.
I tried playing Skyward Sword. I don't know if I ever told you this, and I was like, dude, this game sucks.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's very rough around the edges.
It's so hard to do, like, the bosses, man. Like, because of the way like, I was fighting Girahim, and I'm like, dude, I know I'm not, like, horrible at video games, but I'm like, I just cannot. Like, it just feels like you kind of at some point just hope you get lucky. I was, like, so taken aback by how silly it was.
It's not super intuitive. And it's funny that, like, the control scheme that they adopted for the Switch version, where you don't have to use motion controls, is literally just what they did for Metal Gear Revengeance, which is always, like, really funny to me.
Oh, why'd they put it there?
The game that Cyber Ninja Raiden's from. But yeah, I mean, it's just, like, it's so rough around the edges. I love the ideas, like, you know, the art style of the game, the story of the game. It's all, like, you know, it's fun. At the same time, like, I just don't like when I hear about how good a game is and I hear no description of the gameplay, I'm like,
Well, that's what I mean. Like, Skyward
we
Sword
doing here,
to me
guys?
is probably like the coolest Zelda game from like a
vibes
theme and
perspective.
story. Yeah, like, and even the way the I like that.
Kinda like Mario Galaxy.
I like that second world. I think where you like you like go back and forth between the past and the future or
yes,
something.
that one's awesome.
And it's like, yeah,
aesthetically, from a gameplay standpoint.
But what
not
I was
so much.
I was trying to say though that like, yeah, I mean like like everything in that game looks and feels cool, and it's finally not explicitly just like Ganondorf, even though it really still is. But I just think, yeah, that's one of those things to me with that game that it's like, yeah, there's things I can. Hold on, why is this one not going? Oh, where there's a thing here. But yeah, that's one of those things. Like, that's why I say though, that's a perfect example of a game to me. That's like, yeah, dude, the game's not very fun, but people will still tell you it's really good. And I'm like, dude, I would tell you that game stinks. Like, that's just me though.
Oh, you missed it, me boy. I wouldn't say it stinks. I think that's a little harsh. Like, I mean, I think it's.
I mean,
it's,
I mean, it stinks. Like,
on,
it's not that great.
on a level of. Well, it's like, I mean, I can appreciate.
You only got one heart.
I can appreciate all that stuff without, like, you know, either glazing it too hard or, you know, just being like dismissive of it, because it is like a good game. You know, it's like you could say a lot of things about Jungle Beat not being a great game because XYZ, and like they're all fair. Like,
Oh,
you know,
who says Jungle Beat's
that
not a great
wonky,
game?
that super wonky
It's just too
control
short.
scheme can be something that puts a lot of people off. And, you know, like, just as many, like, instances of, like, oh my gosh, this is genius, there's also some instances of, like, wow, this is a really obnoxious way to control a platformer. Or, like, I you know, you could even say that about this game for the Wii version. Like, it just shoves the motion control so far down that, like, you know, I can see people, like, really being put off by that. Where there's other games like Mario Galaxy that have a really elegant interpretation of what motion controls can bring to a game. So yeah, I mean, like I don't think it's a bad game, but it's just like it's gone from overpraised to overhated, back to overpraised again.
Oh.
You know, the new popular thing is like, oh, it wasn't that bad, guys, and I'm like, kind of was. How bad was it? It was so bad that it inspired Nintendo to throw out every single convention of the 3D Zelda series and remake it from scratch. That's how bad it was.
Crazy hyperbole. Hyperbole.
Dude, this is
I wanna
awesome.
reply with that Bernie Mac meme. You see that? Grass. Sun. He starts coughing. He's like, yeah, your lungs ain't used to it. He's like, yeah, that's fresh air. Look at the sun. No, boy, don't stare at the sun.
But yeah, Skyward Sword was one of those games that just like, yeah, the vibes and the character and the storytelling, which, like, I mean, guys, if I mean, it has this cool Ghibli way of telling the story that's kind of, yeah, I mean, neat, I guess, but it's like storytelling in Zelda is like so far down the list of priorities for Nintendo. You're gonna have to find it somewhere else if that's what you want out of a Zelda game. It boggles my mind still that, like, I don't know exactly the context, but like there's like no Guardians in Tears of the Kingdom, and there's like no like explanation for it or anything like that. It's just like, yeah, I mean, they're just gone. No one has anything to say about it. They're like,
Go get the bananas.
oh, interesting. But it's funny to me because it's just like Nintendo will never care about storytelling in Zelda as much as the fans do.
Oh, there's definitely something. There's
In one of
gotta be
these.
something. I mean, I guess if there isn't one on this one, I'm convinced there isn't, but that's crazy. That would be a perfect place to hide
I'm
it.
sure, like, on one of these.
I'm a Donkey Kong and the drowning. Oh man, we should talk about at some point how this game has no water levels. And Tropical
Neat.
Freeze did, but I thought the water. That's why, like, it's funny, man. I know Michael hates water levels, and they're definitely less fun than regular levels. But I will say that I think there's games that have mastered how to make them fun. Like, I think Rayman, they're really fun in. Tropical Freeze, they're fun in.
Here's the thing. Let me fix every dilemma of a water level. Don't think of water as a thing to make a whole world or a level around. Just use it as an element in the level. So like there's levels in Tropical Freeze, like in the juicy jungle and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing there. You gotta run. There's elements that will.
Want me to get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh.
There's ones that use water as like an element, as something that you just like you deal with, you get in and you get out and you do something in it. Like those are like, as a concept, water's great. Making a whole level around it, I very rarely see it done in a fun way.
You can't tell me Rayman Origins and Legends, the water levels weren't fun. They were super fun, but you know what is different about how
They
they
just
do?
wear out their welcome.
No, but see, the difference is I think it's just because comparatively, people are like, I'd rather be doing the regular levels, but I don't know, man. I thought what Rayman did that, I don't know why other games don't do this, is like, make it easy to control yourself in water. That's the only reason why it feels like they're not fun. Like, Mario's water levels are atrocious because it's like you have to keep, like, tapping A to, like, go up, and if you don't, you fall down, and like, I like how in Rayman, it's just like none of that happens. You just move your character the way you want to move them, and that's it. You know, like, I don't know. It's actually a fun thing to think about, is like, how did Rayman do water levels better? I would argue Donkey Kong does too, but that's because of Unguard. But I will say, I thought Tropical Freeze, the water levels were fun. I did not roll, dude. Is my controller broken? Just meet him at the top, Barrel. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, I forgot about the big trail. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like in all those instances, like the Rayman levels with the coolest implementation of the water is those spy mission levels.
Yeah, those are great.
Where you jump in the water, you jump out. Like there's, you know, like kind of like a point to it, rather than like it insisting
Come
upon
on, man.
itself.
Rayman Origins. And those were in Legends too. In the
They just, I mean, they overstay their welcome pretty much every time. The one thing I'll say about DKC water levels is they were usually pretty short. Although the best DKC water levels, DKC 2, you know, you're jumping in the water.
Oh, I think
you're jumping out of the water. You got the seal guy.
Is that all just okay? I actually think the water levels in Country 2 are.
Don't wait for me.
Oh. I don't think they're as fun as Country 3, or sorry, Country 1. I think Country 1's water levels, because you got to think too, there's only, there's one in the First Worlds, there's one in Kremkrock Industries, and
yeah,
then there's one in the
very,
Ice World. I think there's literally like 3 in the game.
They're very non-invasive, which I appreciate. Whereas like in Super Mario World, they will drive you nuts.
Why did the barrel? It's like they get faked out or something. Going for the.
You madman.
Oh.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, Tropical Freeze, I think I liked all the water levels in that game except for the one where you have to find those keys. But the only thing I think
moving in water is not fun.
No, it's not that. It's just the backtracking I just didn't really like in that level. Like, it's unlike any other level in the game. But I'll say what made Tropical Freeze, what they did bad with water levels, is why you have to get air bubbles. Like, it's not hard to get the air bubbles. I never felt like it was a struggle. But do you remember the Silhouette water level? The one with the music? Dun, dun, dun. Or I can't hum it right now, but it has that fantastic music track. The one with the Metroid in it, if you backtrack. Like, that level is fantastic.
For a water level.
Oh, man, I missed the...
I feel like you have to make that distinction. It's like, for a water level. It's great.
I mean, I don't know. It's like if the game played like that, I would still think it was
Would
a
you
fun
play
game.
like a whole game like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That'll be an interesting. I'm sure it's out there somewhere in the Steam marketplace, just like a game that's entirely water levels.
Oh,
I mean, I think
ukulele fun. Water to the 2D ukulele. Impossible there.
the water levels I like are the ones that Mega Man and Shovel Knight do, where like it kind of like adjusts the physics of
You can
the normal game.
jump on those guys, by the way. Oh my gosh, he just like
I have like a great habit of like jumping as soon as I land, so the momentum carries me just an inch too far. You know this remix of the classics?
no. Classic what?
Arcade DK and Donkey Kong, a little Donkey Kong Jr. in there. Like I think this is a Donkey Kong Country, a DK Jr. track.
Pour one out for the homie.
I know. What is the deal with that?
I don't know
just,
why.
like-
I just feel like he's a great, like, you know me. I don't like retro era Donkey Kong that much, but I mean, Junior is a fine character. I just don't understand why they don't want to use him for anything. Like in Mario Tennis and the N64, I was like, you know, great character to use. Oh, I thought you could jump on them.
We thought wrong.
This is such a weird level. Oh, you gotta do it.
Yeah, it's kind of kitschy and neat.
But yeah, Junior, I just don't get it. It's almost like they feel like you can't have Diddy Kong in, which I don't understand. They're like totally different. I thought Donkey Kong Jr. with Melee, with them making clones and stuff,
Would have been perfect.
Like,
yeah.
yeah, just small Donkey Kong. Like, imagine DK's moveset, but like quick.
Yeah, and like you don't get a spike on the forward air, but it just hits outward. Like that'd be so neat. Way cooler than Pichu Pikachu, because Pichu and Pikachu are like basically the same character. They're just like,
Yeah, there's a reason
well, I
why
guess
Pichu
Pichu's
didn't
just gonna
come
be awful.
back.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that stayed there.
Oh, I thought there was only 2 on those guys. I don't know why. But it's funny because I have a theory that Diddy Kong was definitely planned for Melee. And something.
dude.
Oh man, and there's no checkpoints in this level, is there?
Probably not.
But what is my theory? That Diddy Kong was definitely meant for Melee. Oh, there's something on the bottom there. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Way to go, champ.
But yeah, because like you notice Diddy Kong doesn't have a trophy in Melee, but like Dixie Kong does, King K. Rool.
It's an interesting theory, and
also-
including DK Jr. It's like the last we would see of him.
He has a trophy in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like the last we would see of him is on that.
Is that
Melee
literally
trophy.
the last time we've seen him in a game?
I think so. I mean,
Besides like a
if you count
re-release or
the
anything?
iPhone Mario game, the iPhone Mario Kart, which are like, you know,
Oh, he's in that?
he's in it as a sprite from the
Oh my
the
gosh.
SNES game. So it's just like,
It's funny how like see that this is what annoys me with like if the Donkey Kong redesign is real, because it's like instead of redesigning Donkey Kong, I'd rather you just add like Junior or something. I feel like most people would probably feel that way. Sorry, I needed the heart too. Oh no! But like, wouldn't you rather just be like have Junior than like new Donkey Kong? Like,
absolutely.
oh my gosh, why does it put it down there?
That's a great question, Matthew.
But it's just, it's weird, man. It's like, no, let's make Donkey Kong look like old Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. instead of just, I don't know, bringing back Donkey Kong Jr. and just having another character to play with. Like, it's so strange, dude. I don't understand so many Nintendo decisions. Like, like all the Paper Mario stuff, for example. I'm just always like, do you guys like come off like super weird?
I think they're out of the Paper Mario phase.
Yeah, I know, but it's just more that it was ever a thing in the first place. And I remember
Super
like
weird.
some fans used to scoff at that stuff, and now it's pretty much like confirmed that that was happening, which is so funny. Well, I don't know if it's confirmed. I've just heard that.
Like
but...
certain elements, like dude, you can say whatever you want. Like it is documented that Miyamoto was like, does Mario Galaxy 2 need a story? How about Mario just fight Bowser again? Wahoo!
Well, apparently with Galaxy, they wanted to put Donkey Kong in it, and Miyamoto said no because, like, this, I don't know how true this is, but that, he, like, wants in main, like, Mario games for Donkey Kong not to appear because he wants them to be, like, their own separate things, which I actually prefer that, to be honest. Oh, my gosh. You jumping on it actually made us lose because now we both lost. I was just going to fall off.
Yeah, I was trying to give you the jetpack.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But, yeah, it's,
oh my gosh.
I mean, I actually prefer that, but it is kind of funny because I think they wanted to do something with the Pikmin in Galaxy as well, like have them make some cameo appearance.
I mean, I feel like as long as it's artfully done and not like, the crossover thing that, as long as it's not Fortnite,
Well, I think also, like, it makes it different if, whatchamacallit? It makes it different if you're not, like, I mean, because, like, you could, like, even me, like, liking Mario and DK to be a little separate, it's like, to me, you can easily, like, not everything has to feel like it's canon, especially because, like, Mario has no real story, like, anyway. I mean, like, how many times has Mario, like, killed Bowser and he still always comes back?
Gosh. These, like, slightly bending platforms are just, like, my kryptonite.
Oh my gosh, dude. The funny thing is I've been, like, landing on them, like, really well.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta skip one at least. Like, I'm just not
Oh, gosh.
programmed. Oh,
No,
gosh.
hold on. No! You got one heart.
My nard! No, I got two.
Yeah.
Dude, these guys.
Yeah! What?
Isn't it great that the grab everything...
Did you see I grabbed it finally? And
We've
then
got like 15...
I jumped to throw it in.
We've got like 15 unused buttons on this. Thank goodness they put it all to one button.
All right, let's just go.
It's so much easier.
Oh my gosh. Bad choice. I thought you were gonna get clipped by that orange on the left.
I did too.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. Let's go now. I got it. They made a level of this in Project M, like this part here.
That's cool. We were close. We were close.
A mirror. Mirror. That's what you just call this mode mirror. Yeah, this is just mirror mode. Donkey Kong does not receive any help from his pal Diddy Kong and cannot use... Can't you play Diddy Kong on this alone? I know you can in Tropical Freeze.
Nar. It's a tropical freeze thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like so you don't have any jetpack help.
Yeah. The ultimate challenge. One that we may get to at some point. It's so weird because, like, I would love this for this to be the definitive version of the game that I could, like, 100%. Don't have much of a desire to at this point, but maybe in the future. We're hoping for a patch. And hey, Mario and Luigi got patched 1, 2, 3, 4 months later.
One, a two, three.
We might be back in May. We might be back in
I'm
May.
saying it right now, Catrello Nation. If they patch this game, Michael and I will
live
do
stream a
the
continuous playthrough.
the sub version.
We will play it without sleeping until we've 100%ed the whole entire game. So Please don't do that, Forever Entertainment. Oh, I love sleep. Don't. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this Trello Nation out.